Hi, I'm Todd Fonestock, author of The Wishing World, and this is The Wishing World History, Part 5, where we take the wishing world on the road. um, this is officially entitled A Second Opinion. As you know from the last installment, I tried to write the wishing world down and met with failure. So we take a vacation, or back in those days, we would take a vacation every other year to visit friends of ours, Gim and Sarah. Gim's name is not actually Gim, but that's what we call him, based on an anime show that we used to watch a long time ago. Anyways, that's not what this story is about. This story is about taking the wishing world on the road. We would go and visit these friends because they're great friends of ours, and they have children that are really close to our children's age, and it was always this wonderful vacation that we would take. So Gima and Sarah were very interested in this game called hurling. Now, hurling is like soccer, if by like soccer you mean that it's on a field and it's played with a ball. The ball is much smaller, probably I think about the size of a baseball, and instead of kicking it with your foot, you hit it with this thing that is a cross between a hockey stick and a baseball bat. And yeah, so up and down the field. It looked exhausting. I never played, although I did, I have to confess, fiddle around with the bat because they're just really cool. Lots of broken fingers in this particular game. So we were there. Gim was in the match, and I think Sarah was in a later match. So we watched a couple of matches anyways. And while we were sitting there, between the times when we were watching, I would, to entertain the kids, tell more of the Gruffy the Griffin story, which is what we had started to call it. And while I was telling them this story, we had a couple of teenage hurling players that were not currently on the field. They were waiting for their game to start, and they were sitting probably about 6 feet away from us in their little lounge chairs that everybody brought, the kind of portable lounge chairs that you bring. And I noticed as I was telling the kids the story that they kind of started leaning towards us and listening to the story that we were telling. And when we finally finished and the kids and I were going to get up and go run around on the field, one of the guys leans over to me and he says, "Man, that's captivating. You ought to write that down." And so that got me thinking about possibly putting it to the page yet once again. That maybe there was something I was missing. Maybe it wasn't as boring as I thought it was, or as simple as I thought it was, and perhaps I should actually put it down on the page. And that is the end of this week's installment of the Wishing World History. I will see you next week. Thanks for joining us.